Okay. Love y'all, boys. Love you. Love you. I go to war with every single one of you every f***ing game, all right? Love you, 1-7. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Win.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have me douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. 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 It's showtime.
Welcome to Friday Night Lights, brought to you by Mafia Sports Report. I'm Tommy, and next to me is my main man, Mr. Mikey, also known as the Apex Man. What's up, Mr. Mikey? Happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday to you, brother. And that's the way you do an intro, not like me.
That's the way you do it, man. That's the way you do it. But you're going to get back on track. You're going to get back on track. I know it. I know it. Not much, man. It's we finally got the schedule. This past Wednesday, and the NFL kind of screwed us a little bit with that 3 games on the road, very tough opponents. I do like what they did on the second game, which is the Thursday night football game. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's a quick turnaround, but it's at night. It's in Miami. It's not in the daytime where it's like the sun is baking down on us. So they did a sack, kind of a solid, but they also got us playing against Miami and Buffalo early, and really, they're not really going into that. Yeah, but it's not, it's not really the elements of a December.
I think they took the 2, weather elements out of it by doing it that way.
Exactly.
It's not so they kind of made you're going to get.
They made it exactly. That's my point. They made it kind of a fair playing field. But yeah, man, we knew it wasn't going to be easy. We already knew the opponents. We just didn't know the dates and times and how many primetime games. So we have 5 of them, which is expected. We're a very good team. That's what good teams get, 5 to 6 primetime games. What did you think of the schedule? Like your first reaction to seeing the schedule? Like your first reaction?
I think I text you. I'm like, okay. I didn't find it like I was overly like the NFL screwing us. And then I didn't find it like, okay, we got a great schedule. I like the week 12 or 13 bye. We got a late bye. I enjoyed that. We play early on Thursday night, but then we come right back to a Monday night. So we have a short turnaround for Miami, but we have a long turnaround, extra rest for Jacksonville. So
yeah.
The back-to-back against Baltimore and Houston. I was surprised the Houston game was a 1 p.m. kickoff or a 10 a.m. kickoff my time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I was really surprised at that. I thought they would at worst put that at the 4:25 game, the national game. But we'll see.
I'll tell you what, Sophia. I mean, we're going to break down the schedule here with our way early prediction as far as like going through the schedule. But I'm going to be honest with you, and I guess maybe because I'm optimistic, but I do still have us as a 12 to 13 win team. Now, I talked to my buddy Mike over at Nickel City Mafia, and he's a little bit less optimistic. He sees this as about a 9 to 10 win team this year because of the schedule, and I understand that. He doesn't want to and that's I like that. Like he's almost like preparing himself. But if the Bills wind up winning 12 or 13, then oh man, But I still feel like we're a dangerous team. I understand the schedule is tough, but it's also tough for the opponents that are facing us too. Like it's not like we're a sorry ass team and like We're going against these awesome teams. Like, we're on an even playing field. Listen, the Chiefs, we played. Yes, the Chiefs is a toss-up. No matter how you feel, like, we've played very well against the Chiefs in the regular season. It's the playoffs where we don't. So that's a kind of a toss-up. But if you really go by what we've done in seasons past, it's a winnable game because we've done well against the Chiefs in the regular season. So I'm just saying, like, in Baltimore, we've played them well as well. So I'm just saying, we're going to go through the schedule, but I don't see us as this 9-win team. I just don't.
I don't either.
But yeah, we'll break it down. But in a minute, we did release a receiver, Cephas. He didn't last long.
Did I tell you not to get too attached to that guy? I'm like,
yeah. I was so attached.
Camp. But I mean, when we signed Cephas, people lost their freaking minds.
They did.
You know,
because it was the first signing after the draft.
Yeah. And I'm like, that guy isn't going to be the guy who comes in and changes it. You know what I mean?
Right.
MVS was signed and he just, instantly, pushed Cephas out the door.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Pretty fast.
Cephas also didn't play last year. He's suspended. So it's one of those things.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll dive into it. MVS, another 6'4" receiver.
Well, he has speed. He has speed,
but so does Claypool. I mean, let's not
4.3, 4.4 is different. Claypool has the same speed as Shakir has.
Yeah,
he's just in a bigger package.
I get it, but here's my problem with MVS. The only issue I have with him, he has the dropsies, right? Yeah, he has an issue with dropping passes.
In the regular season, he does.
Can't have that.
But man, he's clutching big games.
But so was Gabe. Gabe was kind of clutching playoff moments too. But man, I don't like. It's like we don't like the amount of yards and points that we left off the board, like for the past 2 or 3 seasons, due to drop passes is ridiculous. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of the games that we lost last year, I think we totaled 8 points, something crazy, right? Very, very low. Like we didn't lose by a lot. Well, mind you, if a lot of those drops that we didn't drop, we could have won a few of those games. We never know how the games would have went if we would have not dropped this pass, not dropped that pass. And that could also determine the AFC, right?
Yeah, because
another win.
We win another win. We're in the 1 seed.
Right. So I know a lot of people are like, not a big deal. We got to but it is a big deal. Like, so I think really that's the only thing I'm not crazy about. And hopefully he cleans that up because he's not a bad receiver.
I'll go with MVS.
Yeah.
I think he has a higher floor and a higher ceiling than Gabe did. I like Gabe. Mm-hmm. Gabe didn't bring speed, I think he basically is a faster version of Gabe Davis. I think he is what we hoped Gabe would turn into, really. Because say what you want, but he only had 2 catches. He had 60+ yards against us in the playoffs, and those 2 catches killed us. In the Super Bowl, he was clutching the Super Bowl with catches. There are concentration drops. And that's going to happen from time to time. But his big play ability is something we didn't have last year. He did it with Aaron. He did it with Pat. Now he has a chance to do it with Josh.
Sure.
I'm looking positive and thinking, there's going to be times we're going to crush him. He's going to drop a pass that he should have caught. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Mm-hmm. So did James Cook, and he's still here.
Yeah, I agree with that. Listen, he's good. I understand what you're saying. Like, we needed that over the top guy, and he also, if you go on and look at his average since he's been in the NFL, it's very close. It's like Gabe Davis numbers, 15.6, I think is his average per catch. Like, so he's the deep threat, right? He's the guy that's going to get you. He's basically Gabe. He's our replacement for Gabe Davis this year with better speed, same hands. Let's be real, right? Same hands. So
actually, his drop rate was better than
a little bit better. Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully, though, the one thing
big spots.
But he's also new. He's not Gabe Davis where he has that connection with Josh, even though last year there wasn't much of a connection. But he's another receiver that's new to the offense, new to playing with Josh Allen. Hopefully that they can get on the same page as well. That's one thing too. I got to say too, a lot of new receivers, except for Shakir and Kincaid, who's a hybrid, but a lot of guys on this offense. Keon Coleman, rookie. Claypool, if he makes a team. MVS. Curtis Samuel. Who else am I missing? Just a lot. The other guy, Mac Hollins, like they're going to all have to, Keon Gomez. I said that. Yep. They're going to all have to learn to get up to speed with the offense. Obviously, you got the off season for that, but they're going to also have to get familiar with Josh Allen because Josh Allen's different. He, and I will say this about MVS. At least he has somewhat of an experience with Patrick Mahomes, who kind of plays that style of Josh Allen, where when he gets out of the pocket, you better keep moving and find yourself open. You know what I mean? So that's good. At least he has that experience with the quarterback, kind of plays like Josh.
I think,
but the rest of the guys, I'm a little concerned.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't think we have the alpha like we did last year.
No,
but our room is deeper than it was last year.
Yeah,
like Mac Hollins
so.
is a great wide receiver 5. He can bring you something on the field and do special teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you have playmaker in Samuel and Shakir, and Coleman. And then you have your big speed guy in MVS. Like we talked about creating that basketball team, right? Of all these different types of receivers that we wanted. We finally have that,
Yeah.
At the end of the day. And that's not including, Kincaid and Knox and, Ray Davis and Cook and all these different guys. So I feel like our playmakers, we don't have the alpha. It's the core of the group that's going to be better. I also don't think we're going to run the same type of offense that we have.
No.
We're going to run a lot more bubble screen, short stuff. A lot of the stuff you saw last year at the end of the year, we're going to see a lot more of that. And now we have rat guys.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's as long as our offensive line and our players can, finally figure out the screen game and how it's ran properly, then I agree with you on that. I know I've seen a lot of people like on Twitter too, and I spoke about this on Wednesday, Mike. I'm not sure because I saw you in the chat, but I'm not sure if you caught me talking about how a lot of people are saying we're going to be like this run. Kind of
I don't think we're going to be a run heavy. I don't see that.
Yeah, and I don't agree with that. Like a lot of people are saying that, a lot of other content creators, and I'm just like, I don't think so. I mean, I think it's gonna be kind of similar to last year, where when Brady took when Brady took over, but I still think it's not going to be 50-50. I still think it's still going to be a little bit more towards the pass because that's just the way Josh, like I don't think they're going to take that away from him. Like Josh wants the pass. You know what I mean? I think there'll be games where Joe Brady is smarter than our pass offense coordinators where he understands the elements of like let's say weather or a team we're playing. And if we need to run, he's going to run. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Instead of going, no, we're just going to pass because that's what we do. And that's what I like. That's what I preach about Joe Brady. Matter of fact, I don't know if you watched it, but Brandon Bean was on a podcast with Chris Long. Yep. And they were talking about that. And he was saying how he liked that because the Dallas game, instead of going, no, we're going to go back to the game plan, which is pass, but whatever. Fuck it. He's like, you know what? Run's working. We're going to stick with it. So I like that. Like that's what we wanted. And that's what we didn't get in the past. And remember, we would always complain. I think a lot of Bills Mafia did when we were like, for instance, Devin Singletary ripped off, he has 40 yards, in the, first half. And then we just totally go away from him. He's averaging 6.5 a carry. And the whole second half is a total, right? So like, finally, I feel like we have a coordinator now that understands like, hey, if it's working, stick to it. And it is what it is. And I think I think that's good, man. I can't wait for this to see Joe Brady's full offense now that he had the offseason.
Speaking of that podcast, as Sophia comes in and says, Josh spreading around, Bean said that. He's like, it's no, on 3rd and 10, everyone knew we were going to Diggs. No one has any idea who we're going to on 3rd and 10 now. Josh just needs to find the open guy. It doesn't matter. You don't have to force it to somebody.
Right.
That type of offense. You know what it reminds me of? The Sean Payton offense during the Drew Brees era. Brees just went to the open guy all the time. And guess where, Joe Brady learned from? Sean Payton.
Yeah.
I see us having an offense very much like that. He'll run the ball, but he's going to hit the short screen. He's going to hit the slant. And then as the safeties start to come up to take away that, he gets them over the top.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. Listen, man, I don't think it's a dynamic wide receiver group, but I think it's definitely our best to date as far as depth goes. If that makes any sense, I think we've gotten a lot younger. I think we've addressed the one thing I've been saying, which is get height. We've been missing that for the longest time. We've always ran with shorter receivers. John Brown, Cole Beasley, Stephon Diggs, kind of the shorter end. And I feel like Brandon Beane went total. He's like, you know what? We tried that. It was okay, but we're gonna go bigger now. We're gonna get Josh some deeper targets in the red zone that can go up there and get the fade route or the contested catches. Like we never really had that. I feel like Josh Allen's never had that really. Gabe Davis was about as close as you can get to the 50-50 like guy that he can
really a jump ball guy.
But he really exactly. That's my point. Like so that was as closest as we got to a guy because of his height. Mm-hmm. I feel like now is a totally different story. And we'll see. We'll see how it all goes, man.
So we have a comment in here. It says, hello, everyone. I have a big announcement. Tomorrow's my Special Olympics spring game. I hope I'll be running the 100-meter for my 25th gold medal this weekend. Congratulations and good luck. That's amazing.
Yes, that is, man. Good luck. Good luck to you.
Oh, God. I'm just ready for this season to start already. Oh, me too. I'm excited about, I haven't been this excited about this season since the early years of Josh and the team building. Like we kind of knew what our team was with all the guys, right? We just knew what it was going to be. This year is like we don't know what it's going to be. Are we going to be good? Are we going to be bad? Like I imagine, we're going to be better in some spots and maybe a little bit worse in others. But let's be honest, like everyone talks about the defense. I think the defense is going to be better this year than it was last year.
Yeah, I do too.
We had a lot of guys hurt. We have a full season of Douglas. Milano and Bernard's going to be back. I think our defensive line is better this year than it was last year. We'll miss Floyd. But if Solomon can bring any difference at all, we'll be great.
Right. Yeah. I'll tell you because defense, you're right. I'm with you there. I think we got younger. We've got a lot of depth now on the line. Like you said, Solomon is an interesting pickup, an interesting draft pick because of the sacks that he can provide. But I will say this: the schedule, the way it starts, Mikey. If this offense doesn't gel right away, right? If it doesn't click right away, meaning they're still trying to find their way, which we've had these seasons where. Remember, either the defense or the offense kind of fell in this funk early on. And it's like, we're trying to find our identity again. If that happens early on, it could be a little trouble because of that gauntlet of road games. And then who knows how, we're going to be really kind of struggling out Now, I will say this. If the Arizona game, if we're looking good on offense, meaning it seems to be clicking well, then that's a great sign moving forward, right? But if that Arizona game we squeeze by, things aren't really looking great on offense and kind of, seems like we're a little bit lost out there. Yeah, you might want to be you might be a little concerned there.
I don't think that will be early. It depends on how that game goes. If we start out slow, but by the second half we take over and we're starting to see a trend up, I won't be worried. But if we're up and down throughout the game and it's late and Josh does some crazy shit that Josh does to pull it out for us and we win, or God forbid that we actually lose the game, then okay, but it's a brand new offense. It's a bunch of brand new pieces.
I know.
It takes some time,
That's my point. Like, okay, so here we go, right? Just throwing this. We'll throw this up here one more time. We're going to go through this again in a little bit. But the Arizona game is definitely a winnable game. You're at home. that is a winnable game.
We'll be favored in that game. We should
100%, and we should. Right? But here's my point, right? And like the only I would say that, like where us as Bills Mafia would have some concern. If our offense just stinks it up, let's just and I don't think it will, but let's just say it does good. Let's just say they just can't find their way, but we barely win. Let's say we barely win, or maybe we lose. I don't know. Now you got the Dolphins on the road. You got the Jaguars, who, by the way, has played us very tough, right? So it's not like that's an easy matchup, right? Then you got Baltimore. You got Houston, who's a tough team, and they're not bad defensively either. And then you got the fucking Jets.
Yep.
Right? Like murderer's row right there, right? I mean, honestly, like that's not even our offense.
Our schedule. That's not even the hardest.
No, I know, but it's 3 on the road. It's 4 out of 5 on the road. If our offense isn't clicking, you got some tough. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to go into week. What is it? Whatever against the Titans where we're 500 or below. Like then we're really gonna, because like you said, we still got the Chiefs, the 49ers, the Lions,
the Lions,
right? Like, and the Jets. That's my point. So we gotta hope. You see where I'm coming from. That our offense early on, it finds their way, so we can at least win most of these games. And when we get into the second part of the season, we're good. You get what I mean? Like our offense has already totally found their way, clicking, and now I'm just saying because man, like that's a rough schedule.
Honestly, my concern isn't offense at all. My concern is
no. I'm not concerned. I'm not. I thought.
And here's the reason why: you have Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Josh Allen will find a way. He'll find a way. My concern is our defense, and really, it's not even so much the defense; it's the safety room. Clicking.
That's the biggest concern. On defense. Yeah.
If Micah Hyde decides to come back and play, I won't have as much concern about our safety room.
I agree with that.
If he doesn't.
Yeah, that's that. I'm with you there. The safeties is that's the only part of the defense. So we just talked about. I feel like the defense got younger. The depth got better. Yeah. And even really the safety room we got Edwards, who's a veteran. You got Rapp, who's really considered a veteran. He's a veteran. But we don't really know what Rapp's going to bring yet as a full-time starter. You don't know what Cole Bishop's going to be like in the NFL. College NFL is a totally different, you know how that goes, right? So I agree with you. Like, but if Micah Hyde decides to come back, then yeah, it's a different story. Now you're talking about you got your leader back there, knows the defense, can help out the young guy. Let's say Bishop's next to him, whatever. Then yeah, we could feel a little bit more comfortable as far as the safeties position goes. But I agree with you there. I'm just saying, like last year, what was the problem last year? It was the offense. Let's be real, right? The offense.
Yeah, we were just up and down.
Yeah, it was more down than up early on. Like we really flat.
Not really. Well, it was the middle of the year that we really went.
That's what I'm saying. Well, you're right. So we kind of fell flat
in the middle,
right? We weren't really scoring against teams we should have been scoring against. Really, it was after the Jaguar game. I felt like, right, and we were barely holding
trip. McDermott waited until the last minute to go.
Yeah, and I'm just saying I don't want us to fall. I just hope that and pray that we, the players, understand the system. The system works for them. And it just clicks, right? And the new guys click with Josh. And
yeah, the good thing is Brady's very much in that goes to the guys and asks them what works for you, because Bean talked about that as well. So it's not like they're just putting in a brand new system to where they're like, okay, no one knows the system, and he's going to put together a game plan that people aren't on board with. Like they're all going to get their input, and he does that across the board. So I'm really not that concerned about our offense. I'm really not. I'm really more concerned about that secondary. It's just like we're not as deep in the secondary. Like Elam's our one backup, and then we go to Ingram as our CB4.
Yeah.
I'm interested in our depth at linebacker. We got younger, but that doesn't mean we got better.
Corner, I would say, is a little concerning too, as well, because
that's what I'm saying.
The problem is Benford doesn't stay healthy for a full season, never does,
Mm-hmm.
right? At least since he's been here, a rookie, since we drafted him. Kyer Elam is still a question mark, and no matter how we think he could, be, but he's still a question mark. And then that's really it. Then you got Ingram. He's like, who we don't know. I know McDermott likes him, but that's not saying much. He also likes a lot of other guys that didn't work out. So that's concerning. Yeah, 100%. Like, we don't really have, I don't think we have the greatest corner depth. We just don't. Like, Rasul Douglas is a very good player, but he's also getting older. I mean, you got to be honest. He's been in the league a little while. Like, we knew it. I feel like we need to. We need to address the corner room by probably next year. Like, we're gonna have to really start finding better pieces.
Well, I think they're hoping Elam takes that jump this year with the new coaching staff. I think they're giving him one last shot to make that jump, because I think the plan is for Elam to play the CB3 role this year and then be ready to go into the CB2 role next year, and then have it Benford and Elam. Hitting Robert's comment says, I feel like the wide receiver room is more athletic, tougher, and better pass catchers, with Coleman and Hollins are better blockers. I don't think it's just Coleman and Hollins that are better blockers. I think MVS and Claypool are better blockers too. Like, we have some guys with some ability to block, and I think outside of MVS, Coleman, Hollins, Claypool all have really good hands. Shakir, they all have fantastic hands. Kincaid, MVS is the only one that has, shaky hands at times.
Yeah, that's true too. I also dived into that. That's something else that I feel like they addressed this offseason, was getting guys with better catch percentage, better catch rate. Like Keon Coleman coming out of the draft, that's what he was known for. He has really good hands, really good. He can go out there and get the contested catches. That's something that we've struggled the last 3 years as far as, contested catches and drops. So I feel like he went out and got a lot of guys that are reliable as far as catching the ball. Curtis Samuel, like I said, Keon Coleman. I mean, even Chase Claypool has good hands. So we'll see. What's your thoughts on, by the way, because they were talking about in Wednesday in the chat, a lot of people are saying, I think it was Spin was saying Claypool not going to make the team. I think he does, man.
I think he's 50-50. We'll see if his mind is right. Yeah, I'm 50-50 on. If his mind is right, he has the talent to make this team and be productive. It's going to come down to how does he gel with the guys.
Right.
Because McDermott's not going to keep a guy around who's about himself only. That's just not the way this team's built, made up. If he comes in and he puts in the work, and does the things the right way, then I think he makes the team because he's talented. I think his biggest issue is going to be mental.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying the same thing. Like, there was somebody on there talking about diva, and he's a diva, and Diggs, and I said it's not even close. The comparison, I'll tell you why. This is a guy that we're just paying a minimum, and if it doesn't work out, you got him. Like, Diggs was different. Like, you can't. Diggs was getting paid handsomely, and we traded a first-round pick for him. Like, it's a big difference. Like, so there is a difference there. So, but listen, I'm with you. Like, I feel like if Claypool could put his ego to the side and just say, "Hey, this is it for me. Like, this is it. Like, if I don't do it here, I'm going to go to the CFL." Like, there's just no NFL team's probably going to believe that I could be that guy again. Like, change my ways, let's say. So I feel like if he has that mindset, goes into camp, wanting to show and prove that he could be a team guy, and that he has the skill set to be a really, because he was talked about at one point being up there in the top 10 receiver after his rookie year, like on the way up. So can he get back to that? Yes, like you said, he has the tools.
It's all mental for him. I want to hit on Scott's piece here. He says, not if they keep 6, maybe Claypool sneaks on 7. Who are the 6 that are in front of him? So we have Coleman, MVS, Shakir, Hollins, Samuel. Who's the sixth one?
So you got. So say that again. We got Shakir.
We have Shakir, Coleman, MVS, Hollins, Samuel. That's 5. Who's the sixth one? I think that 6 spots up, and the 6 spots up for grabs with KJ Handler, with Shaver.
You're right. Yeah, Coleman, I'm not thinking about. Yeah. You're right. KJ Handler.
Claypool. Shorter. Like all those guys are fighting for MVS is part of the top 5.
You're right, and then because they just cut. Like we just talked about it. Yeah. So you're right. I think you are right on that. KJ Hamler's interesting though to me too, though. I think Hamler's an interesting one as well, because of his speed. But we'll see how that goes. He's definitely. If I had to have my pick, I probably would go Claypool. I'll be honest with you. If Claypool,
it depends on what they're looking for.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. I'm with you. But I feel like you got Curtis Samuel, who has that speed, who could do way more than KJ, who's proven. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm just saying, like, you don't really need that gadget guy when you have the gadget guy, is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I see it, at least, And now you got MVS, who's a burner, right? So, do you need 3 burners now?
It brings that size and speed to the outside that we didn't have. I want to hit on Deb's question here. It says your thoughts on D. Delaney and the wide receiver. We talked about Cephas. It is what it is. The guy didn't even play. D. Delaney, he's a guy that's gonna be trying to push for a roster spot. Because listen, if Micah Hyde comes back, there's 4 locks on this team. It would be Hyde, it will be Bishop, it will be Rapp, it will be Edwards. And then Cam Lewis will be fighting for the backup nickel spot with our rookie. If so, D will just be a practice squad guy or camp body. If Micah doesn't come back, then there's 1 spot open for a D. Delaney, a Cam Lewis, a DeMar Hamlin, and one of those guys. So he's depth, and we'll see what they come back with. Going back, because I wanted to hit on her question because she asked it earlier. Spence says Coleman, Shakir, Samuel, MVS, and Hollins are all locks. Yes, those 5. The last spot goes to either Claypool, Handler, Shavers, Shorters, Thompson, Isabella, Johnson, Keys. I keep forgetting about Keys. Keys is someone to keep your eye on. The undrafted rookie. The dude just has a lot of speed and has great hands. And it could be one of those guys. And you know how much McDermott loves those undrafted free agent guys who make the team.
Yeah.
Those stories.
Yeah.
And Cephas was released today, Spen. I mean, he could find his way back, but I just don't see it.
Yeah, Cephas got cut today.
Yeah, he got cut. He got cut for Delaney. How many to the practice squad? That's a good question. Well, let's see. There's 17 practice squad spots now. So, I think of these guys that we're talking about, I think, say Claypool wins it, right? I think Handler, Shorter, Shavers, Thompson, Isabella, Johnson, Keys. Xavier Johnson, Xavier Johnson. I know I read it. I was looking at it to see how many of them go to the practice squad. I say 3 of those guys go to the practice squad. Which 3? I have no idea.
Shorter probably does again.
Shavers was there all last year.
Yeah. Isabella gets cut, and they just, if they need him again, they pick him up. Yeah. That's how I feel like on how is it.
Handler or Johnson, because Xavier Johnson comes from Ohio State, and he's got all kinds of tools. He just never was, he's in that shorter mold. A lot of physical tools, no production in college.
Right.
And then Keys. So I do think 3 of them make it to the practice squad of those guys. And that's saying that we only keep 6. If we keep 7, then, who knows?
Yeah.
What's going on, Beth? Welcome. So I think there was another question in here. I want to try to find it real quick.
Yeah,
I didn't want to. It was during one of our. Rob, breakout season for Epinesa. What's your thoughts? Do you think he takes that next step? Because he made a good step last year and made a lot of plays until he got hurt.
Right. Does he live up to his contract, right? His new contract that he got in Buffalo.
On that, before you answer,
go ahead.
I truly believe if he does what he's done the last 2 years, he's going to live up to that contract. But do you think he outlives the contract like Ed Oliver did?
Yeah, because the contract wasn't crazy high or anything.
No.
I get what you're saying. Honestly, man, I'll tell you this. It depends how many snaps he gets, because I guess it depends how Von is. Because if Von, I would say this, it depends how Von Miller is and Solomon. Because if those guys, like if Solomon is a guy that could get to the quarterback, which we've kind of struggled, Epinesa may not be on the field more than Solomon. I'm just saying, if they feel like Solomon is really explosive in camp and getting to the quarterback, getting to Josh, but I still feel like Epinesa will provide, provide something. I don't know. That's a great. I don't know, Mikey. I think. I don't know if he takes another huge step. How about that? I think he
stays where he's at, or gives you a little more.
I think he stays. Exactly. I think he stays where he's at. I think his production is good. It's valued. But I don't know if he's going to take another giant leap. I think what we saw last year was really good, and I think that's about where he.
So you think he stays under 9.5 sacks? Listen, Solomon is my rookie crush. I think I told you this on draft day, because we didn't do day 3, but I was super excited about Solomon. He has big enough size, and he has that crazy bend, and he couldn't have a better teacher than Vaughn, because he moves a lot like Vaughn moves.
Yeah.
I think rookie year, he's strictly a pass rusher. I don't think they'll put him in. It's going to be third and long onlys. So
I'm with you.
I don't believe that he'll have more snap count than Epinesa. So I just think he's going to be on the field for those third and longs when you have to.
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. Unless he just really gets it together in camp, as far as going to that next level.
Defense gets better than we thought it was.
Right, but he is undersized a little bit, but he has long arms. He can bend really good, like you said.
Crazy explosive.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna pick Von Miller's brain. I'm sure he's probably gonna go to the camp.
Yep.
Von Miller's camp. He should. Gregory Rousseau, by the way, should go again too, because he's a guy that really.
I think they've gone every year.
They have.
AJ. Like, you saw the difference of AJ once Vaughn got there. You've seen a difference in AJ's game.
Absolutely. So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm with you there. I also like Dwayne Carter. Like, that's another draft crush, because I'm with you. I if I had a put stars on guys that I really like, or just highlight guys that I'm really excited to see, or what they can do, is Solomon. Ray Davis is another one. Obviously Keon Coleman. I shouldn't even, that. And Dwayne Carter. I think Dwayne Carter is just really just a leader, man. And even if he's underrated. He's a leader. He's just like a man. He's we're almost getting a veteran. it's hard to explain.
Know who it reminds me of? Like the way he goes about it is Kyle Williams. I don't know if his game is Kyle Williams, but the way he goes about it, a very professional defensive tackle comes in.
Exactly.
That no matter what, his floor is going to be good.
Yeah.
He's going to be a great rotational defensive tackle. His ceiling, we don't know what it can be.
Right. And exactly. And I think he'll be a depth guy, like a rotation guy for the first year, maybe 2. But you never know where this guy could be season 3, into his career on this team. He could wind up being a starter. So when Daquan Jones leaves, I'm just saying, we'll see how it works out. But I really like him, and I think Solomon could be like you said, man. I think he could be a sneaky pickup,
I think he's a guy that You know how you always find those ones that are deep, right? Yaya Dabi for Tampa Bay last year, late round guy. Max Crosby, late round guy. I think Solomon could be our late round guy that we find that just like surprises people.
What I want to see from
ability.
Yeah, I want he's big, but I want to see him bulk up a little bit more, just a little bit more. But he is by the way, he's built like he's a big guy, but I think he needs to get a little bit more weight, just a tad more, because the problem he had in college, the only time is when he ran into better offensive linemen, and they kind of bullied him a little bit because of his size.
He's a little bit smaller.
Yeah, so. Yeah. That's my point. So I feel like if you can gain a little bit of weight or go the opposite route if he wants, and I know they did the epinephrine and it actually backfired on them. But if he can add some speed to his game a little bit quicker by losing a little bit of weight and get around the bigger offensive lineman, that could also help. So I think it all depends on the coaches and see how, what plays better. You know what I mean? But I'm just throwing that out there. But yeah, it's going to be interesting.
It's also the little tips that those veteran guys are going to be able to give them, like where you watch the ball. Like Long talked about it. He's like, I used to always watch the back of the ball. They taught me to watch the front of the ball, so it got me off the ball, a half second sooner. There's all little tips that he'll learn from those pros that are in there.
Yeah.
We have a lot of veterans like Daquan and even the backups, and then you have Vaughn and Groot and AJ and don't sleep on Smoot either. He's another DN. I think we're going to be carrying 5 DNs. We might be carrying 10 D linemen. We might carry 5 DNs and 5 D, and then they're just going to play matchups, with game day jerseys. Bishop excites Beth. I just don't know if Bishop's going to see the field this year. Like, the safety room has me all kinds of,
Yeah, man, he would really have to just shine in camp, man. I mean, shine for him to take that role week 1.
Yeah. Love Van Pran. I don't know if he's going to start
I
year
like
1.
him too. Yeah.
Don't know if he's going to start year 1, but I think he's going to be a starter down the line. Be interesting to see. Up here, Robert came in and said he felt the Bills were the best team that Claypool could have signed with. Josh and the Bills have a way of communicating with players in a good way. Yeah, I felt McDermott and Tomlin are kind of the similar way.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if Claypool learned from his time in Pittsburgh and what he did wrong there that they shipped him out, if he's able to clean that up. And I feel those two are very similar.
And we don't have like a Juju Smith on the team, because it was really when Juju and him got together and it was kind of like they were just like wrecking havoc as far as they were more concerned about dancing and their TikToks. And look, like Tomlin wasn't having it, and neither will neither will McDermott. But the thing is, we don't really have that on the team. We don't have guys like that here where he's going to come in and have another guy to go crazy. Like it's not how it works. And I think the guys that are here, the veterans that are here, will put him in his place right away if he goes that route. And I don't think he wouldn't even last. The moment he acts like that, he'd probably be waived. You know what I mean? Cut right away.
Yeah, I agree. I also feel like there's a difference that those years when he was there, he was really good with Big Ben. As soon as Big Ben left is when he struggled.
Yeah. He was young and immature too. Like a lot. Yeah. Look, man, like let's be real, guys. Yeah.
Horrible.
I get it. But let's all be real here. Right? These are college kids, man. They're 19, 20, 21. Like,
touche.
They're immature. Okay. Not everyone is Dwayne Carter. I'm just saying, I'm throwing, or Khalil Shakir coming in like just in a suit and just yes sir, no. Like there's guys, some of these kids coming out, man, it's the way it is what it is, right? And it's when you get to the NFL, you got to humble yourself, and not every receiver does. Look at AB, right? But some do, right? Some find their way and humble themselves and become better players. And hopefully, like I said, Chase Claypool learn from his mistakes as far as that goes, and he's mature now because he is older now, right? He's older. So let's hope that is behind him.
He's in his
concentrate on football.
Now.
Yeah, That's it. And like I said, and Buffalo is Buffalo, man. This ain't no
not party town.
Right, ain't a party town. Like you're just gonna come put your hard hat on,
Also,
come to work, and that's it.
The way Buffalo works too is everyone just goes kicks it at Josh's house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they all just bond together. I think it's a different vibe, even from where they were in Pittsburgh. Buffalo's just a different vibe for everybody.
Yeah.
Hitting Sophia's comment. It says, props to Bean. I honestly didn't think I'd be this stoked, especially after all those cut downs a couple months ago. He did a really good job. I don't think he went out and got big names, superstars, but he did a good job of backfilling this roster with solid players that I think we're deeper this year than we were last year, outside of a couple positions right now. And who knows? He may still fill those positions. We don't know. There's still time between now and September.
That's right. We still got that money coming in too, so we don't know what really is going to transpire, like what he's going to do with that money. So there could be other signings. There's still guys out there, veterans.
Justin Simmons is still out there.
Yeah,
there's a few corners still out there. Like those guys out there.
Exactly. So we don't know yet.
Some edge rushers out there.
Exactly, and he could be talking to their agents as we speak, saying, "Hey, if you're not picked up before this date, we'd love to have you come and talk to us." I mean, we'll see how it works out, but I don't think they're done yet. I don't think it's anything. Nothing drastic is going to happen. It's going to be a big splash signing, but I definitely can see him picking up a few more veterans out there.
Yeah,
for sure.
I wouldn't be surprised to see like a Michael Thomas signing in the wide receiver room still. Like it would not surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
We have his former position coach,
right?
And and he worked with Brady really well, so it wouldn't surprise me to see us bring someone like that in to bring the room deeper. Some of those guys that we named off earlier wouldn't make the team if Mike made it, but if we get him for a cheap deal because he hasn't found a landing spot, then it makes sense. I don't think we're done tinkering with the roster at all.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Let's go ahead. I was gonna
say
you want to answer
DG's comment.
Go ahead.
Says Bishop's a second round pick. He'll get plenty of playing time, but he'll have to earn the starting role. And on that, Scott comes in and says Keon and Bishop rookie of the year. For Bishop to get defensive rookie of the year, he's gonna have to start and have multiple pick sixes.
And be dynamic.
Like it is like you had so many elite safeties that have come into this league and not won rookie defense of the year because the edge rushers get all the big hype.
Right. And I love your optimism. I do. But let's be real here. Like most of the time, like it's going to go to a quarter. Like it usually goes to a quarterback. Like I'm just saying, like it could go to a receiver, but there's so many top receivers like Marvin Harris. Like that, like Keon Coleman have to freaking ball out to beat.
He'll have to be these guys. Top 5 wide receiver this year.
Yeah, they're exactly. Yeah, and we're talking like a lot of good talent that came out.
Caleb, if Caleb leads the Bears to the playoffs, he's going to win.
He's rookie of the year, absolutely, and he should absolutely. Yeah. So I don't think so, but let's just hope he plays well.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
99, the record.
I can't even get 99 interceptions with one player on Madden. I
know.
It's going to be hard to find someone to fill Diggs' shoes, but I hope it's Claypool. I don't think we're looking for someone to fill Diggs' shoes. I don't think we're running that same type of offense. I think the plan is that they have a bunch of difference. I don't think they want an alpha in that room right now because you want Josh to drop back and just find the open guy where you don't have to force feed somebody.
Yeah, we're just having like a spread. We're just having like spread the ball type of offense, and if you're hot that day, you're Josh going to continue to go to you.
Bean talked about that on that podcast too. He's like, it's gonna be a different guy every week. They're gonna find the matchup that they want to use, and that's the matchup they're gonna go to. If they're hot, they're hot. I also believe Diggs didn't really fit the Joe Brady offense, which was a lot of short passing, screens, things like that. He didn't fit in it. And it's why he wasn't super successful down the stretch. It just wasn't his forte. I think all the guys we have now fit that type of offense.
Yeah, for sure.
He fit more of the Dayball offense. Diggs did. You know,
even the Ken Dorsey offense. I mean,
well,
Ken Dorsey was yes. I mean, it was you know what I mean. Like, still was his offense. It was the Diggs and Allen show. They tried to go like they wanted that 2020 2021 season to come back. Like, because listen, I'm not saying 2022 was bad for Diggs or 2023, but 2020 and 2021 was where Diggs and Allen was just on an unbelievable high. You know what I mean? Like there was it was just they were linked up, but like, you know, you started seeing it in 2022, 2023. I felt like defenses were like, okay, all right, it's the Diggs show. Oh, it's the Diggs Allen show. We're gonna start playing you this way. We're gonna start doubling up Diggs and be more physical. Take that away.
Other big guy,
and then we didn't really exactly. And then our offensive coordinators, Dable and Dorsey, kind of were like, oh, what do we do now?
Well, they never really good that. When we had Emmanuel Sanders and Beasley. But once those two guys were gone,
you are right. That is correct. Like that is 100%. That's a great point. So Cole Beasley was a security blanket for Josh when
they tried to double Diggs.
Yeah, so you are right with that. So when he left, you are 100% right. That part of the offense was no longer available for Josh. That security blanket. And then it was just like back to trying to go to force the Diggs or Gabe Davis. You know, I think Gabe Davis inherited that kind of security blanket in a way.
But he wasn't that type of player.
Yeah. And I felt like Shakir turned into that last year.
He did.
Yeah.
Down the stretch, you really saw him kind of fit into that underneath quick stuff. You know, except I thought he had better run after the catch than Cole did.
Oh, absolutely. Cole Beasley, which is he did not want to get popped.
Catching it down.
That was it. He did not want to get popped, boy.
Diggs ruined his own career and reputation. Good for us at the time, but no, it is what it is. Good luck to Diggs in Houston. You know, he was great for us while he was here. You know, he's not here anymore.
Yeah, not here anymore.
You know.
All right. It's time for the quick early prediction.
Okay.
And we'll probably go through this again later, like sometime. Yep. But all right, Mikey. So here we go. Week 1.
Let me write this down so I have an idea of what I'm choosing.
All right.
I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared for that. All right. So
all right.
Wins and losses. Here we go. All right.
Here we go.
At Arizona.
Yeah. I think we can agree on this one.
A win.
Yeah. So I have us as a win as well. I don't see us losing to Arizona. Though Arizona's not a terrible team. I want to say that. They're still a scrappy kind of team. They can be dangerous at times. I think it all depends on what's his name? The quarterback there. God, I have a brain fart there. What's the quarterback's name over there?
Arizona?
Yeah.
Murray.
The little dude. What's his name? Yes. Murray. Kyle Murray. So I think it depends on, Kyle Murray's weird. He's streaky. So what Kyle Murray do you get that game, right? Do you get the Kyle Murray who is going to throw a 55-yard bomb, right, and win the game? Or do you get the Kyle Murray who's going to be turnover and getting hurt? So I still have us as the win. We're at home. I think it's going to be hyped up crowd. So, I got us as the win there.
I got us a win. All right. At the Dolphins, week 2, I have us a win.
Quick turnaround.
I have us a win.
Quick turnaround.
Doesn't matter. Yep. Josh Allen's kind of.
No, I know.
Josh Allen melted down in that heat again, and it's some weird. That's the only time he's lost is when they melted down.
Well, it's at night. It's at night though. Yeah. It's a Thursday night game, so the heat element's not. Now it could be muggy. I live in South Florida, so it don't matter. Like at night, it's still muggy there, but it's just we won't have that sun baking on us, right? So it's a little bit different. It will be humid. South Florida is always humid. But I'm with you. I feel like I feel like the Bills have owned the Dolphins pretty much. I mean, until proven otherwise. I mean, the Dolphins got us in that heat game, but really, I think Tua only has one win versus. I mean, since he's been
one
in
game.
Miami,
Yeah.
that one game. So I know, I know we can't always rely on the past. We're in the now, but I still am a believer. Is like, hey, you got to prove that you could beat us, right? And I still feel like I feel like the Bills are they have more depth than the Miami Dolphins right now, and the Miami Dolphins lost a lot of key defenders.
They did bring some in. They did bring some in. So
yeah, but you can't replace
Wilkins.
You can't replace Wilkins. You're right. You can't replace that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and Phillips won't be back yet, coming off the ACLs.
Right. They lost Van Ginkel, who was a great rotation guy, great guy to fill in. They also lost Xavier Howard. They waived. Ramsey's another year older in this league, and he was kind of he's not really the same. I mean, he's not bad, but I'm just saying, like, I don't feel like their defense is what it was when we played them last year. So I feel like we go in there and win.
It'll be interesting to see what the Jordan Poyer effect.
I think it'll be close, though. I think it'll be a close game.
I think it's going to be a good game. I think the Bills just win. But it'll be interesting to see what the Jordan Poyer effect is after spending so many years with Buffalo and having the ins and outs. It'll be interesting to see.
That is an interesting. You are right, because he will. I mean, and I don't blame him. He's going to tell him what Josh likes and what he doesn't, and what to look for. 100%. I agree.
One I can't wait for is when Josh is in the open field and sees Poyer and it's 1-on-1. That's going to be fun.
Josh could truck him. I mean, to be honest with you, and it will be fun. It will be fun.
Yep. So, all right, week 3 at home against Jacksonville for the first time.
Yeah,
I have us 3-0.
I do, but listen, man,
the last 2 that we've lost, we've been on the road. One in London, one down there.
I agree, but boy, they give us fits. Josh Allen, the other Josh Allen, plays like his best football. So much
better.
No, I agree, but he tends to play his best football
against us.
Against us, like, I don't know what it is, and he's a good player. I'm not saying he's like only against us, but he just tends to really step up his game. But I do agree. We're at home, right? Coming back home.
Gabe Davis reunion game.
Yeah, Gabe Davis reunion. Yep. I just feel like we're a better
Morris
team.
Reunion game.
Yeah, and I'm not totally. I like their quarterback, but I'm not totally sold on him yet. You know what I mean? I still think he's shaky. Yeah, I think Trevor Lawrence is still shaky at times. And he didn't even play that well against us when we lost in London. Like, it really wasn't like he kicked, like
our team in London, our team was just flat because of
it was flat. Yeah, injuries. It was just not good. But I feel like we win that game. And not only that, too, it's not like we'll have extra rest. All right. Because we'll have the couple days after that Thursday night game, and we won't be so exhausted either. Like playing if it was a day game in Miami. So I feel like we'll have the extra rest, and we won't be so beaten up from that Dolphin game. So I have us as a win.
All right, Baltimore
on the road. Here comes the road trip.
This is where I have our first loss.
Ooh, Mikey. Okay,
it's a coin flip. It's a 50-50. Coming off the Monday night game, going into this, I have a feeling this is where we get our first loss. Now, we tend to beat Baltimore every time we play them.
We do, yeah.
So I could very much be wrong here. Mikey already felt that. I'm not going to make it 21-0, Spen. I'm just not going to do it. Not going to happen.
I'm so torn on this game. I'll tell you why I'm torn on this game, because I agree with you that we've played very well. We've owned Baltimore.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Don't be wrong.
We've played well against them, but here's the big difference. They got Derrick Henry now. And say what you want, Derrick Henry still has juice in the tank, and he's still
I need to see what
and he's still
can stop the run first.
Well, here's the problem though. You don't know with Lamar running with that RPO. Now you got a very dangerous weapon in Derrick Henry. It's not like we've played well against there. Derrick Henry has fucked us up. Like he tough,
has one big run a game. His one big running game.
Yeah, I get it, but you have to be honest when it comes to Derrick Henry. You can't not play the run. You see what I mean? Like that's where I feel like that team has drastically improved, and they got good defense. Like their defense is still up there. God, I am so torn on this game. It's on the road, but man, I will say this: we've won now 3 in a row.
Daniel's not wrong here. The difference against them has been the quarterback.
Yeah, I agree.
Lamar has thrown a crucial interception down the stretch that Josh hasn't.
No, I'm with you there, but like I said, they also never had a Derrick Henry either. So, and I think they did add some receiver help as well for them on Baltimore, and their tight end is solid. But if we have won 3 in a row,
say it, Tommy.
I think we beat Baltimore in Baltimore.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we could very much beat Baltimore. Like I said, it's one of those toss-up games. Because
listen, if right there we're 3-0 going into Baltimore, we're riding on a high, in my opinion, at that point. Because listen, even those first 3 teams, Arizona's not like a easy team, and Miami's definitely not, and Jacksonville's not. So I feel like, man, if we're winning those 3 and we're looking good, especially on offense, yeah, I feel like we can beat Baltimore on the road for sure.
I think we can. I just don't know if we will.
Yeah. Okay, so, I got you.
All right, next one is Houston. I think we get the win against Houston.
Yeah,
I think this one's gonna be personal to Josh.
I'm with you there. I think we have. I think we get the win. Yeah, thanks, buddy. I think we get the win. I think we get the win because I feel like we have the veteran head coach, we have the veteran quarterback, right? We just have a veteran. I think we have a better overall team, in my opinion. Now, I will say this though: they have more electric offense of players than the Bills right now. I gotta say, with Diggs, with Nico Collins, Tank Dell, their quarterback is a lot like Josh Allen. But I feel like just overall, I feel like we're more of a veteran team. We'll be able to get that win.
So you're 5-0.
Yeah.
Tommy was 5-0. All right. Let's go to the next week. We go. Are we at the Jets?
At the Jets. 3 in a row. Yeah. Yeah. When it's dark blue.
This is where I have us winning our 5th one.
Or light blue, sorry.
Yep. This is where I have us winning our 5th game. So I have us beating the Jets.
Yeah. On the road, the Jets play is tough.
They do.
Here's what I'll say. I think we beat them, but
the Jets are coming back from Germany too.
I think, that too. I think it's going to be really, really close, man. I think it's going to be a really, really close game. I think it could go either way. For some reason, the Jets just really play us really tough, bro. And Josh really hasn't. I would say that's the one team, Mikey, that Josh really kind of struggles against, like defense. Like I feel like he makes a lot of mistakes against the Jets.
That's where I think this new offense is going to change.
Yeah, I agree with, and I'm hoping for that and that. But I'm just saying, if I'm going on the past, and I think we get the win here. But I'm just saying, I think if I'm going on the past, right? Because I haven't seen this new, we don't know yet.
Yep.
But if I'm going from the past
down the stretch,
now,
when Brady took over, we saw Josh beat them.
We did, but I still feel like still felt like Josh was a little sketchy in that, even in the second game last year versus the Jets. I still felt like the Jets were playing really good against us until they weren't. Right? And really, let's be real, it was their offense. Because towards the end there for the Jets, their defense I think they just gave up, Mikey. I think they were done with it. They were tired. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that second game we really truly got that Jets defense that we got in the beginning, the first game of the season. That's my opinion. That's how I think
we do. They were trying to fight Deion Dawkins in the hallway. They were so pissed that we were just.
No, I know, but I'm just saying on the field. Maybe they were fighting it, but that's different. I felt like they kind of gave up on the season. They weren't going anywhere. Their offense was failing them every game.
I don't think the defense. I think the defense starts out hot. I think the Jets are Miami reversed. The Miami starts out so hot early, and then
that's true too.
I think the defense starts out so early hot and then fades down the stretch.
But we also didn't see Aaron Rodgers really, so I don't know really what you're going to get this year out of Aaron Rodgers either.
Right,
so I will say we're going to get the win, but I'm just saying this is a different kind of game because of everything I just said. If Aaron Rodgers is there playing, he's not hurt by then, and he's playing at a level like Aaron Rodgers usually plays. It's going to be a tight game.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a really, really tight game. So I do think we get the win, but man, on the road, that's a tough place to play. That shitty ass turf. By the way, knock on wood, we get out of there injury free as well, right? So, but we'll get the win there.
Okay. Then we're going to we're at home against the Titans. I have us with a W.
Yeah, that's. I think here's our first matchup where I could. Yeah,
since week one. I think the Titans and the Cardinals are about the same type of
often.
You know,
I think the Cardinals are a little bit more dangerous than Titans, to be honest with you. But I understand what you're saying there. Yeah.
Okay. So I have a 6-1. You're 7-0 at this point, and then we go on the road to Seattle. I see us beating Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle's still trying to. I'm not a huge fan of Geno Smith. I like him. I'm happy for him that he turned his career around.
I think they're.
But and they are. I still think they're in rebuild mode. They're still trying to find the pieces, put everything together. They're not what they were. Obviously, they don't have the same defense. We get the win there.
7-1. You call it a West Coast hangover. All right, Sophia. You can do that. Then we go on the road against Indy. I think we get the win against Indy.
We do a young quarterback there who got hurt last year. I'm assuming he'll, hopefully for him, be healthy. We go to play November 10th, but he doesn't have a lot of experience under his belt because he lost last season, right? And I feel like once again, we have the veteran team, and I feel like we'll get to him. Sean McDermott will make mistakes, young quarterback. So we'll get that.
You're 9-0, and then we got Kansas City coming to Buffalo. I'll let you start this one. Who's winning?
Super Bowl champion Chiefs. We talked about this earlier. We've played the Chiefs very well in the regular season. It's one thing we've done well against the Chiefs is in the regular season. We've done well. We fared well, but they're very tight games. They're still it's not like we've done well. We just kicked their ass. Like they've all come down to the last play pretty much. Right. But we're at home. And by the way, right. What are we right now? What for me, what are
9-0.
Yeah. If we're 9-0, we're getting the win.
You're on 10-0.
I mean, at this point, it's like we're a hot team. Like, why are we stopping now at home? That mean utter disappointment. Go ahead.
Now, I don't know where the loss is going to come, but I think we're going to lose between Kansas City and San Francisco. I think we're going to split those two, and I'm not sure who it's going to be. So I'm going to give the loss here to Kansas City. It might be the win against Kansas City and the loss against San Francisco. But I think one of the two is going to be a loss and a win, and I don't know which one it's going to be. Because they're both toss-up games. I just don't see us beating. I just don't see us beating in both of them.
Yeah.
I give the loss to Kansas City because San Francisco is coming from the West Coast to us. So I say the win against San Francisco.
Okay. I have us losing to the 49ers. Our first loss, and I'll tell you why. What have we struggled on, Mikey? Year after year.
Yeah, stupid screen pass.
No, not that. What came after the Chiefs game?
Just say it. I don't know. I have no idea.
A bye week. It says it right there. Shows you on the schedule.
Oh, you're talking about us coming off the bye?
Yes, a bye week. We never come off the bye week the same.
We always win.
It doesn't matter. We're flat, and we're going. By the way, every team we've gone against after the bye week have been games we should have won, and we came out flat and we barely won.
I don't disagree with that.
This is the 49ers. This isn't a team where you can come out flat. You get what I'm saying? And play half-ass football. I'm just going by, like I said, what we've done in the past. And I feel like after bye weeks, we're a little sluggish. And you're going against a 49ers team. It's not it's not a Giants team. You get what I mean? Like, this team will wreck you if you're playing sluggish football on both sides of the ball. So that will be our first loss, because I feel like after that bye week, we're undefeated, right? We're feeling ourselves. We're a little bit lazy on the bye week, right? Like, I don't know what we do on the bye week, but can't be good because we're always sluggish, and we lose that game.
All right. So after the Niners game, and the reason why I say I think it's gonna be a toss up here is because I can see Purdy getting shut down by McDermott. First time seeing a McDermott defense.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. So I am 9-2. You're 10-1 so far.
Okay.
Then we got LA. We're going to LA.
Mm-hmm.
I see a win for us in LA. They lost Aaron Donald. They do have a good offense, but their defense is rebuilding. It's the Trey White game also. Trey White will be in LA. So I see us beating LA.
Yeah, we win that game.
All right. So then we go to Detroit.
Man, that's a tough game, Mike.
I'll tell you, I see a loss here in Detroit. Coming back from the West Coast. I see a loss for us in Detroit.
I see a win. We're playing in a dome stadium, right? Josh loves dome stadiums. He plays his best football in that environment. You're gonna get the best of Josh, and Jared Goff is just so stationary.
We missed the Miami game. I didn't see it. We missed the Miami game.
Oh, you're right. We did November 3rd.
Yeah, so we have to.
Okay, so what do you got? So we're at home.
I think we beat Miami. I think we sweep Miami.
Yeah, I think we do too. So sorry about that, guys. I got the win there.
Okay, so we're both got wins there. Okay,
we win on the road.
Thank you, Beth. She's like, did we skip Miami? I didn't see it on the screen when we did it.
You know what it was? Because I had it like this, I think.
Yep. So I didn't see the Miami game.
Yeah.
So okay. So did you get the win at?
Yeah, Detroit.
At Detroit. So you're 15-1. Okay.
Close game though, but yeah, in the dome, Josh Fields plays best.
I have
football.
us 11-3. You have us 14-1 or 13-1.
Okay.
All right. New England.
That's a win. That's a
W. That's a W.
Now that is the weirdest thing, and Brandon Bean talked about this schedule, by the way. How the hell are you going to have you play a division, a team in the same division
twice?
Twice in the 3 games. Like, what was going on there? Terrible scheduling by the NFL. There, it makes no sense. And at the end of the season, of all things, But yeah, I think we beat them. Young coach, rookie coach, pretty much. Rookie quarterback who we'll see. I'm hearing bad things out of camp already, by the way, for May. So
it's hard to gauge somebody.
We'll find out. We'll find out. I get that. We'll find out.
Because they said the same thing about Jamar Chase coming out too. They're like, oh, we can't catch a pro football. Remember?
I did. Yeah. But May, I wasn't sold on him though, in general though. But we'll see. We'll see.
All right. On to the Jets.
Home against the Jets. By then, I think the Jets are doing Jets things, and they have probably lost quite a few games and are probably out of the playoffs. So by this point, we are winning that game because they're probably done by this point. Who knows if Rodgers is even playing this game?
Yep.
If he's even healthy enough.
I'm gonna have us also winning.
Yeah.
And then that brings us to our last one. So I have us at 13-3. You have us at 15-1.
Yep.
So For you, if we're 15-1, I doubt we're playing anybody this last
We're
week.
losing. We are losing our last game.
Yeah, I'm like, I doubt we're. For me, I think we still play people, and I think we end up,
We got
14
Trubisky
and
in
3.
there last game.
And depending on where the rankings are, I could see us either.
That is true, though. You're right. There could be another team that's, if we lost this game, who knows? I mean, it could be for the AFC. So
15-2. I have us 14-3.
Hey, not bad. Spin having 17-0, man. I like the see. You thought I was optimistic at 15. Oh man,
14-3. And really, I thought the Bills' floor was an 11-win season.
Yeah, I mean, like in all. Listen, I'm looking at the schedule. I'm
top up games.
That's a Tommy optimistic prediction on all these games, but I will say this. Right.
Tommy's the winner. He's more realistic.
Yeah. I will say this, though. Like, a 12 or 13, that's where I see us. In all. Like, but, I mean, going through that schedule, that's the reason why I said what I said, 15-2, because I feel like we can beat the teams I said we could beat. But, I would be cool with 12 and 13. That's kind of where I see us at, because it's a really tough schedule for one, and they have us 4 out of 5 games on the road to start the season, and they're not easy opponents. It's a tough schedule, guys. So you got to take that in consideration. So 12 or 13 wins, if we got 12 or 13 wins, consider that a very good season considering the schedule, guys. So that's how I see it. My buddy Mike over at Nickel City has us at 9 or 10. I think he said 10 games. So
I failed the test. I failed the assignment. 4 games in, I failed the assignment.
I know, man. Had us losing early to Baltimore.
I actually have us winning, 14 games.
No, that's great.
Honestly, I thought going in, I was going to be like an 11 or 12 win team, because that's what I but there's a few in there that are like toss-up games. I figured that, we could win or lose. And, I split the Niners and Chiefs. If we lose the Chiefs in the regular season, I want to see us beat them in the postseason finally. Switch the fucking roles for once. Let's beat them in the postseason. That's all I give a shit about. Get to the playoffs and beat the fucking Chiefs.
Yeah. Spin wanted to know what games. I said the 49ers. And the last game, the Patriots, when we rest everybody.
Yeah.
So.
I had Baltimore. I had who did I have? I had Baltimore. I had the Lions, and I had the Chiefs.
Yeah, those are your 3. No.
And I wasn't sure if the Chiefs Niners, one of them. They're both coming to us. That's
you're right.
They're both coming to us.
You are right. I mean, you're right. 100%. You're right. I just feel like I just always go by on what we've been known for, and after bye weeks, it's not been good. So I have to go with that until proven otherwise. I have to go with what we tend to do, which is play sluggish out the gate.
Jason comes in with 13-4. So. I like that, Jason.
I don't hate that. I think that's 12 or 13 wins, guys.
I think we're going to have one of the top 2 seeds again. I really do.
Yeah.
Even with our tough schedule, I still think we're going to end up with one of the top 2 seeds.
I think so too.
If our wide receivers catch fire, we'll dominate. And I really honestly think the way this team is built and the offense we're going to run, our receivers are going to be just fine. And everyone's freaking out because we haven't seen it. Listen, we had the same freak out last year about middle linebacker, and we all love Bernard.
Yeah.
Just because we haven't seen it yet doesn't mean that I trust what Bean is putting together. I need to stop second guessing him, and let it play out.
I'm with you there, man. And also too,
the Jets
with
Detroit. Okay, he had us losing to the Jets.
Oh, okay.
Jets. Okay.
With McDermott too this year, I think him not, calling plays. juggling both head coaching and defensive coordinator. I think will benefit him a lot this year. You'll see it a much better. I'm hoping Sean McDermott, especially in the playoffs. Also, we have that ref Perry, who should help us as far as like challenges, and that's also something that could come into play in games where it's important to call a challenge or whatever, just also too during, like, he's going to be there just in general, like when we're practicing, like, he's going to tell us, like, hey, don't, you guys can't do this. You got to, be aware of this. Like, so he's going to get our players like up to date on what the referees see and what they're calling flags for. Like, this is a really beneficial thing to have on the team. So that
Elam and the whole.
That's true. You're right. Because absolutely. What you can get away with, what you can't, what they're looking for.
Yep.
Right. What they're letting slide.
Yep.
So that is a big signing that I think is going to be key as well to this season, like for a lot of reasons.
Touche, Beth. That's why we preference this with very early prediction.
Yeah.
We will come back right before the season starts and do another prediction after seeing what we look like in training camp and preseason. We do it every year. We do an early prediction, then we do a late prediction, and to see how we've changed our thoughts. Like, everybody's early prediction should have their team doing well.
That's true. Yeah, I'm sure if you guys go to a Dolphins content, they're gonna be beating us at least once or twice too. Like, it's just the way it works, Like, I understand.
Most of the Dolphins content creators who are like realistic usually have a split.
I mean, the Detroit fans here have, they're thinking Super Bowl. I mean, that's what and I understand, and I totally understand. They were so close. They were whipping that ass up until so in the second half game, things changed. This is
another one.
They were close.
His crazy timeout usage may change too with the new with the ref in the house and him not calling plays. If he doesn't call plays, we have no idea if he's calling plays or not.
That's true too. Yeah, you're right.
But having somebody else, in the house that understands game day, is good to have. Like, I love that hire. I thought it was such a good hire. If it's a 1 or 2 win difference, that's the difference in seeding.
Absolutely. Absolutely. By the way, Sean McDermott's second worst in the NFL in history in challenging play calls. Number 1 is Mike McDaniels of the Dolphins, which is kind of fun. I had no idea it was McDaniels, like, of all people. So apparently he's terrible too at challenging plays.
Jason, wouldn't surprise me if they brought him in for Elam and the rookies. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Like, I think it's such a good hire. Like, I wonder if you're going to see more and more teams do this. The Bills were the first.
They may. Yeah, I think it's smart. Why not? By the way, we brought in some Olympic wrestler.
Yeah.
Forget his name. Yeah, Stevenson. Yeah. I mean, it's probably going to amount to nothing, but it's funny that we brought him in. I know we were talking about bringing him in like 2 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, and then he went to WWE instead.
Yeah, yep. And so we'll see. I mean, it's funny that we're
listen. We just flip over all the rocks. I was thinking about this. Clayton, the rugby guy that we got.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we make him like a Patrick Ricard and make him like a fullback / tight end?
Do we still have our fullback? Do we?
Yeah, Gilliam.
Yeah, Gilliam, right?
Yeah, Gilliam's still on the roster. We don't use him very much.
We don't.
He's more of a special teams guy.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see if Brady brings him into the offense this year.
Yeah. I feel like we should use him more, but
I call BS. Listen, you take your test, I'll take mine, Spen. I'll live with my test, you live with your test, all right? How you grade me, you're not the teacher.
What up, time for UFL?
Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, I really hope Spin. I hope that ref helps. I really do. You know. Pats and Chiefs hired the refs for years. About time we caught up.
Right. Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, what's going on, UFL? What
By
time
the
is the
way,
Tyson fight? Is the Tyson fight this weekend?
No. That's in Tyson Fury he's talking about. Tyson Fury fights tomorrow. I think it's in Saudi. It probably is in the daytime in Saudi Arabia. So
It's usually morning.
I'm not.
Me, so it's daytime.
Yeah. Well, by the time the main event starts, probably like afternoonish, 2 o'clock or something like that, if I had to guess. But yeah, it's tomorrow afternoon. Basically, I would just pop it up. But the Tyson Mike Tyson fights in June, I believe.
Yeah,
that's going to be interesting. By the way, that's an interesting fight. So we'll see how that goes. By the way, real quick before we go, because I asked the chat the other day, I don't know if you were in there when I asked the question. What is your thoughts on James Cook? Like, are you sold on James Cook as an RB1? Are you are you? What do you feel about him?
His productions from last year, his production numbers say yes, but the eyeball test, I'm still sketchy on him, man. I mean, he dropped some critical passes, and he didn't drop a bunch of passes, but the ones he did were critical. He also had dropped it, put a few on the turf at bad times.
He did,
and I think it's really going to depend
on
about
the fumbles. Yeah,
what Ray Davis looks like.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be our RB1. I don't think he's going to be a workhorse. I don't.
Right.
I think you're going to see because I don't think he's a very good pass blocker, so you're probably not going to see him on third downs very much.
Yeah.
I think you'll see Ray Davis in there on those, or Johnson in there. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Like his numbers, his production says RB1.
Yeah.
The test says like he had some critical, like even in the Chiefs game, he dropped the underneath, the arrow route that he had. That was
he had some fumbles too.
Open.
He had some fumbles he got away with too. Remember, we got the ball back. I think it was in a playoff game. Didn't he fumble one in the playoff game? We wound up getting it back. I can swear he did. I'm trying to think of the game, but for me
too in the playoffs, which
he did. But for me, like I look at James Cook as just, I like him, but he's not special. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't. There's nothing in his game that like is like wow. Like he has speed, but he's not like elusive. He doesn't have that stop on the dime cut. He's not like an electric type of running back. I feel like he's a good running back, but I feel like he's not like a true dynamic RB1 where we're like, man, that is our guy of the future. Like I could definitely see them. Yeah, I can see the Bills.
The Shadys. He's not the Ladinians. He's not even the Arian Fosters type.
Right. Yeah.
He has a lot of speed, but he doesn't make a lot of guys miss.
No, he does. Because he doesn't really have that. That's not part of his game. It's either he relies on his speed, getting out to the edge, like beating the defender. He doesn't really have a lot of like move sets as a lot of the top running backs do, where man, it's like, damn, that dude like got, cut back this way, juking people, spinning off people. That's not really his game. But I definitely can see the Bills like in the future, like addressing RB1 like down the road sometime. Like he's just pass protection's bad, He's going to be our RB1 for the next 2 years, and then he's going to be a free for this year, next year, and then he's going to be a free agent, and then it's going to be Ray Davis is going to be just like it was for Singletary. Singletary was our RB1 for the 4 years he was here, and then it was moved on to Cook, and then it'll move on to Ray Davis, and then it'll move on to another guy. Yeah, it's just what the Bills do, I will say Cook took a jump from year 1 to year 2. I want to see him now take the next jump, year 2 to year 3, and maybe it's more of that shiftiness, making guys miss. I don't know. I think that's just you're born with it. I don't think it's something that you can, Yeah, it's just not part of his game, Mikey. But also too, just like I would hope he like. I don't know if his body's just not built that way, but to get a little bit, to get a little bigger, like in his legs. Like the thing is, like his contact balance isn't the greatest either. Running between the tackles isn't like his. Now he got a little better with that, I will say, but it's still not the greatest. And the pass protection is terrible. Like it's bad, Mikey. Like that's one thing. He gets bulldozed. Like he looks terrible. And that's a problem. Like that's why.
So
like
small.
I don't know. Like he's small, yeah. But so was Singletary. But Singletary was compact.
But his technique is terrible.
Yeah. So that's why I feel like he's just not like that. He's not that dynamic. He's very basic, kind of not basic, but I don't feel like he's like this unbelievable RB1. I think he's serviceable for now, but we'll
I think he's gonna be a 1-2 combo. I'm with UFL here. I really do. I think he's gonna be a 1-2 combo with him and Ray Davis.
I do too, yeah. Which is smart.
I don't think Ray Davis is some special running back either.
No, he's not. He lacks speed. He's not the fastest guy in the world.
I think he's more of he's bigger than Devin Singletary, but he runs more like Devin did. He's good in the box, make people miss, great contact balance. He's just thicker and can, bowl people over.
He's like Zach, really, honestly, he's a better version of Zach Moss.
Yeah.
I feel like because Zach Moss, exactly. Zach Moss contact balance very good. And so is Ray Davis, but Zach Moss struggled with his vision early in his career. Now I think he's gotten better in Indy, but I feel like Ray Davis's vision's really good. But the speed's the same. I feel like the speed he can, like in college, if you see like when he has a hole, he hits it. They always catch up to him because the speed's not. It's like Singletary. Singletary, like he can almost take it to the house, but he always gets caught up.
He'll get you 20-yard runs. You're not getting much more.
You will catch him,
blue moon. He'll if the block
take it to the house.
He'll take it to the house.
Right.
But really, it's about anywhere from a 20 to 30-yard run is probably about what you're going to get.
You're right.
It is what it is.
And that's what you're going to get out of Ray Davis. Yep.
Spin comes in and says Clayton sound like Christian Wade 2.0. He's just tackled. Maybe he doesn't turn out to be anything. He's free. At this point, he's an exempt roster position, so we'll see.
Yeah.
The Naeem Hines experiment ended fast. That's what happens when you mess around and you tear your ACL playing on a boat.
Right. I hope that's a lesson learned, boy, for a lot of people.
I loved the idea of Naeem in that offense, too.
I did too. I was excited. Like, come on. Like, we were like, can't wait for him to come back here, too. Like, now that he finally can be part of the offense, because he wasn't really when we got him, because he was trying to catch up. And then he had to go do some dumb shit, like get on a jet ski.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. As long as we get 2 more years, we good. Yeah, like Bean has told you, and he's shown you and is drafting that he doesn't give second contracts to running backs.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah,
not what he does.
And I've said it before too. I'm on that same thing. Like I don't.
Derrick Henry's the only one you wanted to give.
That was the only guy. Yeah, because he's different. You know what I mean? Like a lot. You gotta be Shady McCoy. You gotta be a Derrick Henry for me to go, hey, this guy is fucking dynamic. Like he could change the way defenses play against you. You get what I'm saying? There's but how many running backs are there that you can sit back?
Barkley, right?
Right.
There's Nick Chubb. There's Christian McCaffrey. There's Derrick Henry. Trying to think who else is out there right now. That's that guy.
Like dynamic, right?
Yeah, that's dynamic.
It was the Raiders running back for a little bit.
Josh Jacobs.
But he had a off year last year, right? Like he wasn't that guy.
Those are pretty much like the 4 elite guys. Because even in Kansas City with Pacheco, they rotate guys in and out.
Yeah, that's he's not dynamic.
I'm trying to think.
I'm talking about a game changing type.
I like Kyron Williams, but I don't think he's dynamic.
No, he's not. He's not that. He has games where he just doesn't show up either. And he's not dynamic enough. I'm talking about a game changer.
Yeah,
I think the guys you mentioned.
The 4.
Yeah.
There's like 4 of them in the NFL for 30.
Think about it, Mikey. Fantasy football, right? Like anyone who plays fantasy football, y'all know, like when the first 3 or 4 there's only 3 or 4, like that's why they go pretty much in the first round.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then they're shopping in the 3rd round for running backs.
Oh, Spence talking about Naeem. If Joshua Allen got hit with a ball. Yeah. A-Chain, listen, A-Chain's dynamic, but he's also brittle because he's little.
Yeah, yeah. You already saw Jason. He had like 2 or 3 injuries.
Yeah,
Yeah,
time 3 times last year
and missed time, like games, like multiple games. So
yeah,
he's too small. He has the speed, no doubt about it. Like he's
truly a game changer.
Yeah, I mean, look at the guy for Detroit. I mean, he's kind of like he's just as fat. Gibbs, but once again, a guy that gets hurt. He got hurt right away in Detroit. Like those small guys tend to kind of.
He got hurt early, but then he didn't get hurt again, and he had a great year.
Yeah, but they also got a different. It was Montgomery who had a pretty good season for him too. I like that.
Gibbs had a
that
really
con-
good.
that 1-2.
They had a great.
Oh, dude, and they have an offensive line to back it up, right? It's a tough.
They
team.
have like a first round offensive line. Like almost every offensive line's a first round pick.
That's right. That's how you do it, man. That's how you do it.
Good. Like even Kamara's kind of fell off. You know, he used to be
one
of those guys.
Yeah, you're right. He was for a while.
He also doesn't have that offensive line anymore that he used to have.
Right, but Kamara, you're right. I think he had like 5-6 touchdowns in one game, like something ridiculous one game, like when he was just unbelievable. But he's not that guy anymore.
Yeah,
he's not that guy anymore.
Same with the running back for the Chargers. He was last year. Can't remember his name. Eckler.
Oh, Eckler. Yeah,
Eckler was a game changer because he was so good in the passing game. He just fell off.
Yeah,
injuries got him. It happens.
Mixon, I thought, was close to that. He could have been, but
Mixon's always had a high upside, but man, just never produced the way.
They also went away. I don't think once they got.
He's now in Houston.
Yeah, we'll see what he does there. But
Bijan has the talent. Bijan was great in college. You know, he has the chance to fall into that.
I liked him a lot coming out. Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor. That's who we missed. Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, you're right for the Colts. Yeah, but he got hurt last year, right?
But he came. But once he got healthy in the end of the year, he was tearing it up.
You're right.
So he's one of those backs.
I forgot about him because that's when Zach Moss was really good in his place.
But Bijan has that Jonathan Taylor, Saquon, Henry, McCaffrey, Chubb type of ability. It's just, is he going to put it together?
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. All right. That's all I got for tonight.
I think that's it, guys. We've been on here an hour 40 minutes, man. We appreciate you guys once again. Bills Mafia, we love you. By the way, Mafia Talk. I'm not sure if it'll be on this Wednesday because Big Cuz went to the hospital. I don't know what happened, Mikey, but he's not feeling well. He did get released. Well. Yeah, so everyone in here, send your thoughts and prayers to Big Cuz, and hopefully he gets better and they can, he gets back on his feet and you'll see him again on Wednesdays with Jay. So I'm not sure if they'll be on this weekend or not, or Wednesday. Other than that, me and Mikey will be back next week on Friday, same time, same place, 9:00. Until next time, guys, go Bills. We're out of here. Bills Mafia, we love you. Peace. Play the outro.
Hey, look at him go. He took.
Okay.